I think it's pretty safe to assume that almost everybody in their lives have probably thought about like what happens after death. Since for centuries now, death has just been like so mysterious and nobody has like concrete evidence of like what happens in the afterlife. So I find this topic really interesting. And yes, I could have yapped about like literally any other topic, but I've decided on this because yes, that's it. And I want to just talk about this from the perspective of me, which is a random ass 16-year-old. And yeah, that's it. So let's get straight into it. So what happens after death? I've seen a lot of like reenactments and like a lot of theories about it. Like, in movies, like if somebody dies, maybe they go to heaven. And if somebody dies, like maybe they live as ghosts in the real world, which is here. Or maybe like they are just like ascendant. They just ascend to another universe or some bullshit. But then what I think personally would happen when somebody actually dies is like nothing. Because right now I can look like everything feels real. Like I'm living life. But maybe in the next few decades and I just die, everything in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think like it will just be blank. Because if the theory of like somebody's dead and they are like immortal in this world, aren't they just gonna like live out their like trillions of years after this and see like everything collapse, like Earth just like I don't know disappear, dies, the sun explodes. And to me, if like the theory of ghosts and they can see shit is real, that's actually just suffering. Cause you're just gonna be like you're just gonna be conscious and you're just looking at everything fade away. And you're just gonna be there till like the end of time. But I think the more better theory in like a lot of books, the Bible and whatnot, it's like you're gonna get revived by Jesus, revived by God, and you'll like be born as another being. Which if you're born as another being and it's only confined in like Earth itself, that's actually pretty bad because in my perspective, if you just keep respawning in this world for like hundreds and hundreds of years, like you're gonna live, you're gonna forget, you die, I mean you're gonna die and then you forget, you're gonna live, you die, you forget, and then eventually the sun's gonna explode and nothing will remain. You cannot be revived because like I don't know, you cannot live anymore. Maybe I'll reincarnate as like a fucking cell, one singular cell. But then that I was yeah, I don't get it. I think like since the human brain can like process shit, if I'm reincarnated as anything else, like it's just doom. You cannot see, you cannot do anything. Yeah. The second thing, I think which is slightly more better is if God is real. I'm not like an atheist or some shit. It's just that you know. But I think if that's real and you actually like respawn like in games, I think you should respawn in like a different universe or like respawn in like in a different planet, you know? Cause like if you're alive in another planet, you won't like or like another universe, you won't be stuck in the same thing until the heat death of the universe. So what I think about death is I think the most logical answer is when you die, you nothing happens. Cause like the human body, because I'm a human being, that's why I can like see shit, like my eyes can like see light, and I can actually like have a mind to think critically. So when it's all inevitably over, I feel like I'm just gonna be like in a blank void, and I cannot see, I cannot do, I cannot feel anything. Until what? I don't know. Maybe like some unknown elements in the universe suddenly collide, and a new Earth is respawn, and then miraculously I'm there. But to be honest, death is it's almost like I feel like the answer for it can never be truly solved. It's always just gonna be a mystery, and there's nothing we can do about it. Eventually, I'm gonna die. Whoever's watching this will also die. And everything that you know, everything that I know about will be gone. That's it. Even though right now I could go outside, I could feel everything, I can feel the wind, I can breathe the fresh air. But in the end, will it really amount to anything? Cause right now in society, everything's you're amounting to very little in the grand scale of things. I'm not saying your life is useless and I should kill myself. But then it's like the whole concept is basically you work, you help economy of negara, and then you resign, and then you live out your life being happy until you die. And I feel like everything right now, everything that we do, it's so fake. And I don't know what's real anymore. Cause like every transaction, no, actually every interaction, it all feels so transactional. And I could list a lot of examples, but it's almost 12 p.m. right now, and I'm kind of lazy. But the point is, dying, I think I heard this somewhere, like dying is like one of the most significant things somebody can do. Even though I am slightly excited on like theorizing and thinking about like what happens if I die. But uh you shouldn't think like that. I think dying itself is really it's gonna cause a lot of harm to like everybody near you. So I really feel horrible for the victims of suicide, and yeah, I think death is of course a really bad thing, but it's something so mysterious that I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued, not because of death, but I'm so intrigued that nobody has really found out like what actually happens. It's all just myths. It's all theories, and it's all beliefs. No matter how many times I pray, no matter how many times I how to beg to God, if there is no God, and if there is no such thing as reincarnation, there is no point. I'm just gonna be doing nothing and nothing only. Since I learned physics, I know that eyes are like just light frequency sensors. So I don't think any other universe, maybe they will not have eyes, so I cannot be seeing anything. And yeah, that kind of bothers me, cause I've been human this whole time. So yeah. But every now and then, I would maybe in the car, maybe when I'm just looking blankly at the wall, I would think of like the good memories. I would think of all that, but I'll also think of like, what if I just died on that day? I'm just poof, just gone. Because I don't understand how people can not feel bad for people who die, because a lot of my friends, they they don't really care if like some of their family members, not like the very close one but more relatives, they're just gone. Cause to me, if like somebody who I usually see like from time to time, even though I'm not close to them, but if if they're just pronounced dead in suddenly, I would be like, damn, they're just gone just like that. So what if that happens to me? Like, what if I'm just gone just like that? Like, event, I'll just be forgotten. Like, I'll die, people will mourn or some shit, maybe, hopefully, and I'd be gone. In a few decades of when 1 century is over, maybe like 2 centuries, I'm nobody. All these influencers, they are, even though they have mass followings, if they die in like 2 centuries, they're just gone. I've also read a lot of sejarah, like a lot of my country's history, and there's all these like heroic people, all these like small stories in like the textbook, like all those people who died, but they're never mentioned in the textbook because it's not deemed as important. But there are so many like tiny small stories that at the time seem so significant, but in the end it's only recorded in like a book, maybe the Wikipedia, and just they are just known there. Nobody's gonna remember them. Nobody's gonna remember me because I'm not famous or I'm not like anything. But I don't care about that. It's just a feeling that I've just been like constantly thinking about. Eventually nothing will amount to anything. We'll just be gone. And it's so not frustrating. I This should make me feel like, oh, this guy died, so what? But because like hundreds of people die every day, what's the point, right? But it's just been a lingering feeling for many years up to this point, and I think that people should start caring more. That, and also like, I guess all you can do right now is just live out your life, I guess, with the thought behind your back, like, you're not gonna really be remembered after a few years. But yeah, I just want to talk about this because it has not been bothering me. It's just silly topic that I want to talk about, and I want to at least be speaking a bit more. I haven't been speaking that much since my speaking test about 1 month ago. So yeah, I have another trial speaking test in 3 months. So I have to prepare for that. I'm gonna start making more videos on random ass topics and just talking about it. What what better way is it to practice SPM speaking test than speaking to yourself in the camera, right? Amazing. So yeah, death, not good. I think I need to. I By the way, I did zero research. It's just what I view death as, like, you know blank space, you just die. It's really interesting, but it's also death is also really terrifying because it can happen at any moment. Nothing is predicted based on the laws of physics and shit. Everything is not predicted. It's all like probabilities. Everything's probabilities. Nothing is set. That's why. Not there's no set date that you are going to die. There is in movies, but then in real life that's a different thing. So yeah, I will be I think that's the end of it. I don't really want to talk more about death. I sound more suicidal as yeah, I'm not, by the way. Okay. I wanna talk about my life. This random stuff this past few days. Cause yeah, basically, what to just cut the story short. I've just been studying a bit more. I find that when I study in school, it's like I get a lot more productive when I study in school. I really cannot study at home. Today I didn't go to a university kind of like trip because I'm kind of lazy. But I'm supposed to study, but of course I didn't because I'm a lazy fucking bum. I only wrote like half an essay and read and did some chemistry. Not really productive, but in school I can like lock in, sejarah. Excuse me. Sejarah, lock in. I can do questions, chemistry questions. I can focus in class, can listen properly, but I cannot do that at home. So I'm pretty excited to going to school actually. It forces me to study. The other thing is actually 2 days ago, yeah, 2 days ago I had my first anniversary with my girlfriend. It's kind of crazy to be celebrating anniversary with somebody because usually at home I would say like, oh, happy anniversary to my mom or to my dad or to my family members, not to not to like another girl which is of same age with me. I find that crazy, pretty crazy. I really enjoy her presence this past year, this whole year actually, including last. And I've been talking to her for 3 years, but then first anniversary. I have a lot of plans and I have a lot of ideas that I want to do with her, but that involves me completing my SPM, which is in 10, 4 months, three technically. And I have my Chinese speaking test in 1 month. Uh, Amazing, right? So with all that, I think it gives me the motivation to try my best, do everything, and at least be up to par, at least hit my goals. Cause this second term, I did feel good for some of my results. I did actually try a bit, but I wasn't fully committing to it, which is why I messed up in a few parts. I didn't get as much mark, but I feel like I really can do it. Not with today though, not with slacking off this badly today. But yeah, that's that's basically what happened significantly in this past few days. Really nothing much. Um yeah. Oh, and we had the anniversary like in a fucking Google Meet call, which is very, very goofy. But I really enjoyed it. No fancy dinner, no going out, just just vibes, just just vibes. So this is all for today's topic. It's 20 minutes now, and it's currently 11:24 p.m. Not quite 12, but I usually sleep at 11. Yeah. I hope whoever's seeing this, and I hope to me when I see this in maybe 1 year, I hope you're doing great. I really do. That's all. Then that's all for my topic. I will try and do more for the next few days, weeks. I need to speak more, man. I don't really feel good speaking anymore. But yeah, goodbye.